What's up guys, CJ here, and welcome back to another all-new Game of Thrones review, this time for Season 7, Episode 5, Eastwatch. So far this season has been moving at an incredibly fast pace, and this episode was really no different, but for more, let's get into a quick plot recap. For all the fuss about him potentially dying this week between episodes, this episode actually opens with Jaime jumping right on up out of that water, living to run to Cersei another day, and despite his warnings about Daenerys having two more of those beasts that just murked her army and wagon train into oblivion, she refuses his pleas to get out of the war while they can. Jon Snow and Daenerys grow closer with every episode, and this episode is no different after he pets Drogon, something few others have done, and live to tell the tale. But this bonding is interrupted by the return of Sir Jorah. Yay, season of reunions. In all of this, Bran sends word from the north. The army of the dead marches on Eastwatch, and Daenerys wants to help, but won't until she's sure Cersei won't move in. And so, Tyrion has a plan. Look, if they can capture a White, they can prove the army of dead exists. So Jon heads north with Jorah, while Tyrion heads to King's Landing with Davos to try and sway Jaime. The season of reunions continues as, surprise, Davos brings back a familiar face. Gendry, who now wields a big warhammer, so I guess his dad would be proud. He's also taking time out of his busy rowing schedule and headed north with Jon too, so the bastards of Robert and Ned are teaming up. At Eastwatch, Jon Snow and company link up with Tormund and find that he's housing three weary travelers, Lord Beric Dondarrion, the Hound, and Thoros of Myr, and so Westeros' version of the Magnificent Seven tracks north of the Wall. Meanwhile, in Winterfell, unrest is growing day by day as Jon Snow's absence and new mission are kind of unnerving to his bannermen, who didn't choose him to be king not in the north. And all of this, Arya's on Littlefinger's trail, who seems to be up to something completely out of character when he's digging around in Master Luwin's archives. She finds the scroll he hid, which is actually the same one Sansa wrote to Robb back in Season 1, urging him to bend the knee, but doesn't realize Littlefinger is aware of her snooping and probably engineered this whole thing. But oh wait, there's more. The biggest reveal of the episode is coming up. Thanks to Gilly practicing or reading in the text Sam has to transcribe, we discover that Rhaegar had his marriage to Elia of Dorne annulled by a High Septon, and then he remarried to someone else, as Gilly notes, which goes completely unnoticed by Sam because he's upset that he's not accomplishing what he went there to do thanks to the maesters giving him work like transcribing this very important plot point that we'll need in a couple of episodes. And so Sam actually leaves Old Town behind in the dead of night with Gilly and her son. For where, we don't know. But that's it. Man, what an episode. I mean, in true Thrones fashion, this one had a lot of irons in the fire, just accelerated further by the season's quick pace. While this episode didn't nearly match the action of last episode, next episode definitely will more than make up for it, at least from what we saw in that teaser. As we know, Jon's journey brings his little ragtag band of merry men face to face with the army of the dead and the Night's King. That's not to say I didn't enjoy this one. Honestly, it probably was another one of my favorites so far this season, maybe neck and neck with the premiere right behind last week's episode for my favorite. But I want to talk about one scene in particular, one that I know some fans probably hated. Gilly finding proof of Rhaegar's annulment with Elia and remarrying Lyanna Stark in this book that Sam doesn't want to transcribe and never does because he leaves the Order. It's such a profound and important plot point that the show's literally been setting up since Season 1, and we've just been barreling towards this since last season's finale. I literally spat out my drink when I heard her say it. I rewound it and watched it again, and I still couldn't believe it. But honestly, I did not hate the way they chose to reveal it, to tell you the truth. It was an important plot point that was going to have to be addressed. We knew if proof was anywhere, it was going to be in Old Town, right? And it makes sense that Sam wouldn't recognize the significance because he doesn't know the truth about Jon. Personally, the strangest thing to me about that is the fact that his ears didn't perk up at the mention of Rhaegar, because if I can remember correctly, and please correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section down below, I don't know that Rhaegar was named after anyone. I mean, there's an odd chance that he was, because like all families, the Targaryens named children after ancestors, but I literally can't, I'm racking my brain trying to remember another Rhaegar Targaryen, and I can't. So I just, even the mention of Rhaegar as a not too distant past war leader, crown prince next in line for the throne, I think that would catch Sam's attention, but I might be wrong there. Overall, though, I'll give this episode a 9 out of 10. It didn't nearly match the action of last episode, but it made up for it by ratcheting up the intrigue to an 11, something that this season of Game of Thrones has sorely missed in my opinion. Let me know what you thought of the episode and that review in the comment section down below, but that's going to do it for me here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash that like if you like what you saw, subscribe for more great content every single day, and consider turning on your notifications to be alerted every time we upload a new video. Signing off, this is CJ, and I'll see you next time.